I think growing up with Jamaican parents makes things very difficult in some way because they're very tough on you. They're strict on books, they're competitive as well. They want to see you do the best. Growing up with my family, as strict as they were, I've always kept in my mind to make sure that I do everything to the best of my ability. Don't do it with a half heart, try to do it wholeheartedly the best that you can. And take your time and focus, not to just rush and hurry it up and do it just because you want to move on to something else. Some of the advantages that I think are present working at a multicultural place like Discovery is that it brings everyone together in a way because no one's the same, no one came from the same heritage, no one came from the same exact background. So if everyone's different, it brings a diverse pool of creative thought. My trip to Beijing, China, and all over was a life-changing experience that I'm so glad I did. And I had the best experience, the best time. I went over there for 1 semester to study abroad. I studied the language intensely. I lived with a Chinese family. They taught me about the food, they taught me about the culture. I hung out with them, I learned, I watched television. Going to China opened my eyes up about the continent in general and what it was like to live so far away from home where there's nobody that looks like you. And so that put me in an entire different perspective, and it kind of made me realize, you know, what the rest of the world is like. This was an experience I had in China that I always find kind of funny. I was riding the train, and I think I was coming from my internship at the time, and there were these 2 Chinese people around my age, and we were on the train, they were talking about me. And I was sitting there and I'm like, oh goodness. I could hear what they were saying and I understood what they were saying because they were speaking in Mandarin. And they were saying, oh, she's African, look at her, she's African. She does not speak any Chinese, look at her. And they were, not that they were being really rude, but just that they were, you know, speculating and thinking whatever they thought about me at the same time. And I could hear them and understand them, and it was really weird. And so after a while, when I realized they were finished, I just went up to them and I was like, 我不是非洲人，我是美国人. And they were just like, and they started giggling and laughing. It was kind of funny because I laughed too. But I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, you guys kind of thought you had me figured out for a second, but no. So they were really surprised, and it was funny to see the looks on their faces because they were like, what? A song from Maxi Priest, Wild World. I like that song growing up as a child. And anytime I hear reggae, I think about my family, think about Jamaica.
Can you sing it for us?
No, no singing. That won't be happening. Sorry. This is Anicia Morris with Disco Diversity.